Hello everybody, welcome. How are we all doing? I hope we're all keeping well and washing our hands and washing our feet and washing our groin and washing our bum. Basically, the video that was supposed to go up today was my Accutane video, so how I got rid of my acne, a 5-year on review of Accutane, but I feel like without kind of bookmarking and acknowledging what's going on in the wider context of the world, it's a bit weird to just post a video without any context, you know what I mean? I thought I would come on here, show you a few new beauty products. I've already done half of my face, but also just have a little chat. Just have a little chat, because I know a lot of people are panicking. A lot of people are, I think there's a lot of fear and a lot of tension going around at the moment because of the old C word. I feel like without kind of acknowledging it and all of the tragedy that is going on, it feels a bit weird to just jump on here and just talk about makeup. But at the same time, my approach to it, and everybody's different, and how you're reacting to your certain situation is obviously valid, but I am just trying not to think about it too much, because I think that as long as you are informed and you know what's going on and you know what the guidelines are and you know what to do if you do have symptoms and so on and so forth, and you're washing your hands and your bum frequently, I think that it's okay not to have the radio on all day every day like my mum insists on having, which we're not gonna get into because my mum is potty mad. Think of the most paranoid person you could possibly imagine. That is my mother right now. She's basically accepted sure death. Like, she in her head she's already dead, and I understand it. Like, my parents are in the very high risk group, but I think we have to remain positive. Instead of, her approach is like, okay, my will is here, this is the login to my iPhone if you need to get into it and I'm unconscious, just all this stuff. Like, this is arrangements for her funeral. No, we're going to stay positive, and we are going to try and not distract ourselves, but just keep things light. That's my approach to it, just keep things light. Anyway, the other reason for starting this video with half of my makeup on is because I wanted to use this eyeshadow palette that I mentioned on Instagram. Featured this on my Instagram stories because I did a little Body Shop haul, which was a real nostalgic trip down memory lane, because I used to shop at Body Shop a lot when I first went cruelty free, and then I was a bit kind of iffy about L'Oreal, and then they were actually sold from L'Oreal because they did have a parent company which was L'Oreal, but the brand was cruelty free, and they were then sold from L'Oreal to another brand called Natura, and now I'm quite happy to purchase from them. And to be honest, the stuff I got, pretty impressed with, so maybe I'll go through the rest of the stuff I picked up at the end of this video, but for now I'm just going to start doing a little eyeshadow look with this Own Your Naturals eyeshadow palette. I actually have tried Body Shop eyeshadows before, and I'm not going to lie, wasn't enamoured by them. I had a little quad and they were very dry. You could get pigment out of them, but they weren't good quality eyeshadows. Whereas these, I'm actually really impressed with. I've used them twice already, and I really like it as a cohesive like colour story. The colours are very pigmented, very blendable, and I'm just going to pop some on my eyelid and have a little chat with you. Just popping some of the cream on my eyelids. The other reason why I wanted to make a little sit down chatty video is because the big news of the week is that I hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, which sounds like such a milestone. Like, it's such a big number. I mean, I know this is just a hobby for me, and I also appreciate that numbers don't really matter. Like, what I prioritise is actually getting to have conversations with people, which I do. Like, in the comments of every video, I get so many great comments, like engaging conversation, asking questions, talking about cruelty-free beauty, animal rights, all that kind of thing. It's like a whole little community for me. Like, honestly, I appreciate it so much. Like, I don't think I can put across just how much I appreciate. Like, I don't know what I would do as a hobby if I wasn't making videos and like sitting down talking about makeup, because it does take a lot of time. Even if it is just a sit down video, it actually is quite a lot of time to film and edit, like set up, film, edit, render, upload, promote and all that jazz. Obviously I do it because I genuinely just love makeup and vegan and cruelty-free stuff, but it just makes it all the more enjoyable when people are actually engaging with it. So a big thank you if you do subscribe. I genuinely really appreciate it. And also, people who comment have been commenting for literally years. Like, I know the regular people that comment, and I recognise the names and the little user pictures, and in a day and age where YouTube is in a bit of a weird place, I just think it's a nice place to be. And I was thinking of doing a giveaway to celebrate, not celebrate, but you know what I mean, just say thank you. But I feel like in the times we're in at the moment, I think that what I'm going to do is the money I would have spent on a giveaway, I'm going to give to charity. There's a food bank trust charity. These shadows blend like an absolute dream. I've applied some of them with my fingers and some of them with a brush, but they are really, really nice. And I wore these last night, just when I was fiddling around with makeup. Well, no, I put them on about midday and I kept it on well into the night, like until about 11 o'clock, well into the night, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like I put it on and took it off straight away. And they wore really nicely, so I have high hopes for this palette. I do need to test out a little bit more before I give you my full opinion, but I really love these two shades because they're kind of like iridescent, sort of glitter topper kind of shades. Just put some wing liner on and I'm going to take some eyeshadow underneath my eye. How is everyone else feeling? Like, how are we holding up? Part of the reason why I don't really want to talk about the whole kind of virus side of things is because I'm not a medical professional. I don't know what I'm talking about. When I can watch the news and stay informed, but I would just literally be repeating what I've heard. I don't want that responsibility because there's a lot of people who are much better qualified to talk about it than I am. And I think that for me, I'm just moving forward, trying to keep things as normal as possible, because I know if I think about it too much, I will panic. Because the other day I had that feeling, like early kind of panicking feeling, and it's that feeling of being overwhelmed and, you know, of things changing, you have no control. I think if you've ever had panic attacks before, you know what I mean, like that early, I mean, everyone knows what panicking is. Not knowing, it's the not knowing. I think that's what's really freaking people out. It's just like not knowing. People could be overreacting, but by the same token, with just in the UK, it might not get as bad as it has in other European countries, but it could get just as bad or even worse. And I think it's that not knowing that people are struggling with. So like I say, for me, I'm trying to stay informed but not overwhelm myself, because you've got to be responsible and take care of other people, but you've also got to take care of yourself. How are you going to help other people if you don't take care of your own mental health and your own... I said this to my mum. She has the radio on every day, all day, every day, and I just said, like, just turn it off for a bit. Like, just have it off for a bit. Because you're not going to miss something if you stop listening for like 10 seconds. She's like, I just like to stay informed. It's like, I'm informed, but I'm not stressing myself out over something that I cannot control. Like, you cannot control it. All that you can control is your own behaviour and, you know, people around you. I've got a new MUA blush in the shade Pink Champagne, because they're doing this. If you spend £12 on MUA, they really kindly sent me this vegan mystery bag. You get, I don't know if everyone has the same stuff in their mystery bag, or if it like varies and that's the mystery, like a lucky dip bag. But if you spend more than £12 on the Superdrug website on MUA, you get £20 worth of stuff in this little bag, which I'm guessing is not recyclable, so I'm going to have to try and find a purpose for this. But oh, that's quite an intense colour. Wasn't expecting it to be that intense. If you're wondering what was in that bag, it was this blush, the Pro Base Soothe and Cool Primer Stick, which reminds me of the Milk Makeup sticks, actually. I really like this. To be honest, sometimes with MUA products, I can't really use them because they have parabens in, a lot of them, and my eyes are really sensitive to parabens. But this doesn't have parabens in, which is great, and I actually really liked it. I applied it on top of my SPF. It felt really nice, very cooling. I think if you kept that in the fridge, it would be really nice. It's basically you unscrew the top and just rub it over your skin. Another thing that was in there is this light luster highlight kit. So I was thinking they're going to be way too intense for me, but this colour selection reminds me of the Kathleen Light's Makeup Geek collaboration, the kind of goldy, pinky, bronzy. I'm going to apply a little bit of this, I think. It's quite an intense highlight, but I feel like you can sheer it out. I'm going to take a Jane Iredale blush brush, a fan brush. I think for me, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about it, and now all I'm doing is talking about the whole like social distancing and C word. For me, I am, and like my household, we're social distancing, you know, working from home and not going. As I film this, they've only just shut the pubs in the UK, like the pubs and the bars. But yeah, we haven't been going out and about, we've just been chilling, keeping a good distance and not hugging. You know what? I think part of the thing that kind of scares me about the whole social distancing thing and quarantine kind of feel is that it reminds me of being back in first year at uni, and I think that freaks me out because it's quite lonely. And I know I've seen so many good resources online of like things to do to keep yourself busy if you can't go outside and you can't really socialise with people. There's obviously FaceTime. Got hair on my face. It's obviously FaceTime and loads of ways you can still connect with people, but yeah, I feel like mentally I'm really trying not to go back to that kind of lonely state, which if you don't know, if you're like a newbie here, in my first year of uni, it did not go too well. In fact, I have a video on why I didn't enjoy uni, so I'll link it if you're interested, but the general feeling of being stuck inside, what that can do for your mental health. I think a big thing for me personally is like touch, being able to hug people and, do you know what I mean? Just like hold hands, or it's actually quite important to me, I've realised, just to feel that kind of comfort. But I do have quite a few tips, like if you don't have social contact and you don't have, like say you are self-isolating alone, I actually do have quite a few tips on how to stay positive, I guess, and try and make the best of it. Maybe I'll do a separate video on my tips, because I think that could be helpful. Obviously, again, I'm not a professional, but I think it could actually be helpful to... I'm going to start doing some of those things I used to do, using some of the techniques I used to do to try and keep myself mentally well. Just taking a satin lipstick in TLC. That's the shade name. I really like the formula of this. It's very, very comfortable. And when I wore it the other day, it lasted a very long time. And a bit of lip gloss on top. I think that's pretty much us done with the makeup. I really enjoyed using this palette. I think that you can do some more kind of like ready toned looks. I mean, it's all kind of like warm neutrals, but you could do this shade. Oh my goodness, this shade is beautiful. The shimmers are intense and they're very, very smooth. And I feel like if I wet my brush, I could get some really beautiful looks from this. I figured I might as well show you the other things I picked up from the Body Shop whilst we're here. It's also kind of nostalgic because my first video I ever posted on my channel was a Body Shop haul, which is all very exciting. Actually, it wasn't a Body Shop haul, it was the best of the Body Shops. They're my favourite picks from the Body Shop, which I think is unlisted now because it was so overexposed, it looked ridiculous. I couldn't work out how to use the camera, obviously. But yeah, it's all come full circle. The reason why I went on the Body Shop website was to get an eyeshadow palette, but also to get some moisturiser or like a body oil, because I hold a lot of tension when I am feeling tense or panicked, or I just hold a lot of my mental state in my body. I'm a Scorpio, and if you don't know much about Scorpios, we tend to not be the most open of books with our own personal feelings. So I feel like whatever I am feeling, if I'm not letting it out in my, through, just speaking things and letting things go, I hold it in my body. And I know some people might not believe in that, but I actually do really believe that your mental state can come out in your physical body. And I do hold a lot of tension in my shoulders, in my neck. I don't live a very stressful life. Like, I'm not a stockbroker, I'm not a heart surgeon, but I feel like I let stress get to me really easily, and I let any kind of feelings of anxiety, but I don't use the word anxiety lightly. Any feelings of panic, I really do hold in my body. So I wanted a nice sensual cream or oil to kind of rub into my shoulders, give myself a little shoulder rub and just unwind, because I found that using this Temple Balm by Tropic, I was using loads of it and rubbing it on my body, but you're only supposed to use a tiny little bit on your temples to help you sleep, and it's really, really good for that, but I was using quite a lot of it and I don't want to run out of it too quickly. So I picked up the Spa of the World Japanese Camellia cream. This is a velvet moisture body cream, and firstly, look how huge this tub is. It's bigger than my hand. It is big. Should chunky. I really wasn't expecting it to be this big, but you get a decent amount of product, and it is quite expensive, so I'm glad you do get a decent amount of product. There was a 25% off sale on the Body Shop. I don't know if it's still on, but I would recommend, if you're going to shop with the Body Shop, shop online, because they do great deals online, and the deals in store are not as good. Sometimes they'll do buy one get one half off, or buy one get one free, but you don't get like the 30% off deals, the 40% off deals that you do online. But yeah, pick this up. I am really enjoying it. As you can see, I've used it quite a bit, and you only need a little bit. Sinks into the skin really nicely. It makes the skin smell amazing. It doesn't irritate my sensitive skin. Well, actually, the first time I used it, it made my back really, really hot, like really hot. I was like, crikey, have I got a hot water bottle under there? But it didn't make me come up in a rash or anything. Maybe it's the perfume I react to, because I think it does have added fragrance, which again is the case for a lot of Body Shop products, which is why I kind of went off them. But yeah, this is nice. I like it a lot. Smells like a spa. And I also picked up from that same range the Polynesian Monoï Radiance Oil. This is lovely as well. I actually haven't used it as a hair oil, but it says you can use it on your body and hair, so maybe I'll pop a tiny bit on my fingers. Add some to my hair. I do already have a hair oil on though, so I feel like it might be OTT. I feel like hair oils can make your hair look greasy really, really quickly. Like, that's just made my hair look kind of greasy. Let's brush it through. Smells amazing, feels really nice, giving myself a shoulder rub. I need an actual massage, but I went for it. Basically, I got a voucher, or it wasn't mine, I got it through a friend. They got it through work and they were like, I'm not going to use this. So I used it was a Treatwell voucher, and me and my brother went for a massage at a place. I'm not even going to say the name because I don't recommend it, but we went for a massage at this place, and I've never had a massage before, can I just say? I've had a facial before where she gave me kind of like a face massage as she was doing the face. You know how they rub the creams in, but I've never had a proper massage. It was not enjoyable. It was really painful, and he was talking to me it was like making conversation with me the entire time, whereas when I've had facials before, they just kind of get on with it, and it's a nice unwinding time. And this guy was like making chit chat the whole time, and also hurting, and I was like, oh, please could you just go a little bit lighter? Like, it was a Swedish massage, so it wasn't like a deep tissue massage or anything. I said, oh, please could you just go a little bit lighter? It really, really stings. He was like, oh yeah, no problem. No easing up of the pressure. It was because obviously you press against the muscle and it kind of releases the tension. Oh my god, it felt like, you know when you're squeezing a spot and you get to that really, really sore bit and you're like, ow, 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 ow. It was like that for the entirety of the half an hour, all over my body. It hurt so much. And then when we came out, firstly I had makeup all the way down my face because I had my head in the hole, and like stupidly I was wearing eye makeup and it spread all down my face. So I was trying to like make chit chat with people, and I was like looking like a panda. And also they were trying to sell us, me and my brother, we were in different rooms, by the way, we weren't having a massage in the same room, but when we came back into the reception, they were trying to sell us on, they had like a subscription model to massages, and they were trying to sell us on this £80 a month subscription model. We were looking at each other like, do they think we're rich? £80 a month? I'm sorry. They were like, yeah, you get a massage a month for £80. In my head I was thinking, surely just whenever you want a massage, you're booking for a massage. I don't need a subscription model for that. When it's not a very good deal. Like £80 is not a steal for a massage, is it really? Anyway, just a little story time about the only time I've had a proper massage. So now I just do it myself. Feels good, feels nice. Hair care. I picked up 2 hair care bits from the Body Shop. This one I quite like. This is their Shea Butter Richly Replenishing Shampoo, which is a sulfate-free shampoo. I'm pretty sure it's sulfate-free. So it doesn't foam up too much. So what you have to do if you're using a sulfate-free shampoo, make sure your hair is completely wet before you put it on. Lather it in your hands first and then apply it, and then rinse it off and then wash it with the same shampoo again, and the second time it will lather up a bit more. I always do a double shampoo anyway, regardless of the shampoo I'm using, but it especially comes in handy with these kinds of shampoos. I really like this. I have to say I did not really enjoy this, but I'm thinking maybe I put on too much. This is the Body Shop Coconut Oil Pre-Shampoo Hair Oil. Now, I have to admit, I'm one of those people that hates coconut oil. Like, I hate coconut oil. I hate it for skincare. I hate it in lip balms. I hate it in hair care. I don't like it as a cooking ingredient. It tastes nice, but I don't think it's the healthiest fat to use. And I have to admit, I was expecting to like this more than I did. I've done a hair mask with pure coconut oil before, and it just leaves your hair so greasy even once you've washed it 3 or 4 times. And that's what this did. Not to the extent that pure coconut oil does, but you're supposed to put it on, leave it for like 5-10 minutes, and I'll show you me putting it on. Looking a little bit greasy. I'm using the Body Shop coconut oil. That's not actually coconut oil because I hate, well, I hope it's not coconut oil because I absolutely detest. I'm one of those people that detests coconut oil. It's a pre-shampoo mask kind of thing, and I've used coconut oil as a hair mask before, but just pure coconut oil. And do it if you want to be washing out grease from your hair for the next like 7 weeks, but I'm hoping this isn't as greasy once I wash it out. And then I rinsed it off in the bath with shampoo. Maybe it's because I use a sulfate-free shampoo, but even after I washed and dried my hair, it looked greasy. It looked like it had oils in it. Maybe I just have to add a tiny little bit of this just to the ends of my hair, but if you have tried this and you do get on well with it, please let me know, because it had great reviews. It had really, really great reviews. And it's silicone-free, which I feel like a lot of hair oils actually aren't silicone-free. But this is, so I'm hoping I can make it work. Then last but not least, the last thing my Body Shop haul was this Anti-Imperfection night mask. So this is from the Tea Tree range. This scent for me is like teenage hood, just getting into skincare, not really knowing what I'm doing. But I used to buy the tea tree scrub from the Body Shop, and I probably used it. It probably wasn't great actually. I probably used it too much. It was a physical exfoliant because I used to have quite problematic skin. It was very acne ridden, hence why there'll be an acne related video coming your way very soon. This I've tried once and I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I actually did. I had an active spot. I only had one spot on my face, but had an active spot, and I put a little bit on there, a little bit around my nose, because this has got salicylic acid in it, so I find salicylic acid is really good for my blackheads, like just to reduce the amount of blackheads I have. Yeah, I really like this actually. My spot went completely down the next day. It didn't hurt too much. I thought it would be quite stingy on the skin, but it wasn't. It was nice. I probably wouldn't use it as a night mask, but I feel like it'd be a little bit intense for me as a night mask because I've got more sensitive skin. But as a sort of 20-minute mask in the bathtub, I enjoy. And that is pretty much it from me for this video. A bit of a mishmash of different things. I hope you enjoyed nonetheless, and I hope you're keeping well. I hope you're keeping yourself safe, soothing yourself. I think that's what we've got to learn to do. Just soothe yourself. Breathe in for the count of 11, out for the count of... No. Breathe in for the count of 11, out for the count of 9. But yeah, keep yourself safe, and hopefully I'll see you very soon. And thank you for subscribing if you do. Oh my god, I almost forgot. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it a lot. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do if you want to. And hopefully I'll see you very soon. Bye. Wash your hands.